I'm going to show you a lovely simple recipe for a bruschetta, and it's perfect for lunch or supper. If you want a wee snack, it's really quick. We'll talk about the sourdough in a minute. We're going to just prepare little tomatoes and then we're going to warm them through. So these are beautiful tomatoes that are grown in Ireland. If you look at them here, lovely selection of tomatoes. So I'm just going to literally slice them. I'm going to warm up my pan and we're going to gently warm them. So just cut the tomatoes in half, and these lovely kind of like low cherry tomatoes, they're so sweet and delicious. With garlic, I usually crush it, but I'm going to actually slice it this time. So I've just peeled 1 clove of garlic and we're just going to gently warm this through. So watch the fingers when you're doing this. Okay, so I'm using a small knife for this. Now, a couple more tomatoes. So there's lots of lovely kind of different, unusual kind of varieties of tomatoes, and I don't even know the name of half of them, to be truthful with you, but I just know they're all delicious. Okay, so that's lots of lovely tomatoes. We're going to also, into the pan, we're going to use some of this oil. And what I'm going to do, these are the grilled artichokes. So these are part of the Italian collection for Simply Better. So we're going to use that beautiful extra virgin oil. So it's the whole idea behind this recipe that it's super quick and just very light and summery. So just get your tomatoes, pop them into the pan. We don't want to stew them, we just literally want to warm them up, and a little touch of the garlic. That 1 clove of garlic goes in there. Now, just give that a nice little stir. I'm also going to put in some of the artichokes in a moment. So one thing I really like, and you'll see me probably in quite a few of the videos, is using lemon with tomatoes. I think it works so well, and I think there's a lovely freshness to it. So if you just grate in some lemon, the key is that you just want to infuse the oil, because that's extra virgin olive oil, with some of the lemon. Now, another flavour that I really like is a touch of balsamic vinegar. Just literally a couple of teaspoonfuls, and that's a 3-year-old balsamic vinegar, part of the Italian collection. So we're going very Italian, so we are. The artichokes are grilled, so all we're doing is just going to put them in with the tomatoes, and we're going to literally just warm them through. So there's lots of varieties of artichokes. You get Chinese artichokes, these are the globe artichokes they're called, and you can also get the Jerusalem artichokes. It's a lot of work actually into preparing artichokes, and I know my mother used to absolutely really love them, so she did. So these are beautiful. You can see the lovely grilled marks on them, and they just create a lovely kind of like a very simple recipe. That's the whole idea behind this. So we're just warming everything up. When you open these, if you keep them in the fridge, that's my little tip, the end they'll keep, so they will. I have asparagus, they're in season. I just got them in my local Dunn's. All I did was just literally take off the tips and peel them, and then cook them in boiling water for about 30 seconds. So they're blanched, they're not fully cooked, and all I want to do is just warm them through. So just a couple of the asparagus, 2 each will be perfect in this. A little touch of salt, and then some black pepper. So you're just literally warming everything through here. You can see that there, even like that, it looks so pretty, so it does. Put over some salad leaves. I'm going to put it obviously on some toasted bread. With this, we're going to serve this beautiful Prosciutto di Parma. So I got to meet this producer probably about 5 years ago when I was in Italy doing my Italian food trails. And one thing I learned about Italy, how regional the food was and is, and just how amazing Italian food is, and it's the most cooked cuisine in the world. So this is matured for 24 months. So it's the Prosciutto di Parma, and the one thing that they always insist, they're very clever, is the crown. So it is there, you can see it there just on the packaging there, and the PGI logo. So they're very clever in Italy at protecting what they have, and that's why I really admire them. They respect seasonality. Their food is just absolutely delicious, and part of the Simply Better collection. You know, there's lots of lovely Italian producers in that range there. The tip is for this is to bring it to room temperature. Don't take it straight from the fridge, which is behind me, that's why I'm pointing there, and then serve it. Bring it to room temperature. It's absolutely delicious. Just to finish this, I'm going to literally tear in some basil. So we have lemon, we have vinegar, we have beautiful extra virgin olive oil, and then you just literally just give this a little shake. So I'll just use my spatula there. Now, so that's it. I mean, I didn't want to overcook, just literally warm the tomatoes, you know, when they're lovely and fresh and in season, and that's what it's all about, seasonality for this recipe. Okay, so sourdough, just grill them on the griddle pan. So this is sourdough that we make in the restaurant. Just bought up a couple of slices. I'm actually going to smear it with some of the Simply Better fresh basil pesto. I always have some of this in the fridge, and we love it. Even with some buttered pasta, a little bit of this, we use it so much. So kind of just with a spoon, just literally smear that over there. It's one of my go-to sauces, if you were to ask me, is this pesto. We love it. Put it in omelettes, put it over loads of different things. With pasta, over fish, it's so gorgeous, and it's a really beautiful product. So now what we're going to do is just put our Parma ham and then just literally put this onto it. So just using the spoon, and then you have your artichokes, you see your asparagus. So remember, if you can blanch off the asparagus, if not, you could start off with the asparagus first, and then what you could do is just literally just cook it for a moment, just a minute or two, just literally on the pan. So those lovely artichokes, and you see those lovely grilled marks. So the lovely tomatoes, they're still keeping their shape. That's so important. We don't want to overcook them. We just want to keep them nice and fresh and juicy, and that's exactly what we want here. Now, so it's warm through, so you have that lovely sourdough, that crunchy sourdough. And then with those lovely artichokes, I'll put another one there. So this can be just perfect as is. I think it's lovely to serve a little bit of the Parma ham. And again, room temperature, just literally just arrange that. Just kind of fold it over a little bit. You don't need too much of it. You could actually crisp this up. You know, sometimes we do this for breakfast with a poached egg. We put this into the oven at about 180, and it probably takes about maybe 8 to 10 minutes until it's beautiful and golden brown and crispy. It's so delicious. Reseal that into the fridge, keep it, it's perfect. And then what we're going to do is just literally, this is just my little suggestion, is some of the Simply Better, just Parmesan cheese over this, just a little bit, if you want. It's not essential. I think it's delicious as it is. And then just to finish it with some salad leaves. So these are what we grow down in the restaurant. Some tissue paper, cold water. We're very lucky. We have a wonderful gardener in McNean House, and he spoils us with all this lovely fresh produce. Rocca would work really well. And one thing that I learnt when I was in Italy, how intensely flavoured their basil is, and their rocket is just so fresh and delicious and lovely and peppery and intense. That's the word I would use. So that's a very, very simple kind of like a snack recipe. You can have it for lunch. That is our bruschetta with those lovely Italian grilled artichokes, those Irish grown cherry tomatoes. So it's kind of like infusion. We have sourdough made in our restaurant, some lovely Irish ingredients and lovely flavours and lovely ingredients, part of the Simply Better Italian collection. Hope you try this recipe. You can mix it up. You can put goat's cheese. You can put some of that lovely red onion relish if you want to. So you could even put a little bit of chicken. But I think as it is, it's just lovely and light and summery. And that little bit of lemon with the tomatoes. I hope you enjoy and try this recipe. Thank you.